As children, I think we've all been asked the most profound and self-defining question. What do you want to be when you grow up? And I don't know about you, but I gave so many answers. And this is the story of all the dreams I've had before. Number 1. Teacher. I remember when I first gave this answer, a lot of my classmates laughed at me and teased me. I guess for children, teachers used to symbolize the opposite of fun. So saying I want to become a teacher just shows how much of a party pooper I was. And maybe it felt a little bit of a kiss ass because it was a teacher asking. For adults, however, I think it is disrespectfully regarded as an underappreciated profession that promises little success. My sister knows this well because she's a teacher and she faces this kind of criticism daily. I myself have never become a professional teacher, but I've always loved teaching. Teaching my classmates to ace the next exam, teaching my interns the ropes to help them upskill, and so on. It has always felt more like a hobby than a vocation, so I never really pursued it. Number 2, musician. Since as far as I could remember, I've always somehow had the conviction that my singing voice is pretty damn good. It's different from this speaking voice, mind you, and some of my friends would even validate my feelings. I feel like if I got trained, I could be a really good singer. Or, at least a professional one. But it was kind of a delusional thought since I couldn't even pick up an instrument if it saves my life. The only one I knew how to play was a piano. And I don't think I've touched it in years. I wasn't really pretty good either. I could only play like one song in there that I remember. My virtuoso skill is also pretty lacking. When I listen to music, I gravitate more towards their words and pay almost no attention to the beats or rhythm or whatever it is that musicians tend to focus on. So this was a literal pipe dream. Number 3, actor. Anyone who's ever played a game of poker or werewolves with me will know I'm a damn good liar, which is to say that I'm a damn good actor. People could never call my bluff or believe that I was innocent. Whenever I was given the chance, I believed I always delivered. But those chances were far and few between. Since I wasn't popular, so people never really thought of me as a center stage kind of person. They would rather have me write the script or direct whenever we have the opportunity for a stage play or a short film situation. Also, I never joined a theater group for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why. Maybe because I've always been comfortable in my own zone, which was not acting. But also, I think part of me is a little bit afraid of going center stage after all. And maybe that's how I killed this dream before it even happened. Number 4, voice actor. Yet another dream that felt close enough to touch, yet I never pursued. Somewhere along the course of my life, my friends pointed out to me that my voice could change significantly. As I speak to different people or in different languages, my voice would change its pitch and frequency to almost sound like different people. Something like that. Just that sound like different people. It was a nice dream to imagine, and I believed I really could do it if I were given the chance. But I never really did anything with it. I never joined a voice acting school or went to voice acting auditions. So I never really did anything with it for some reason. And I don't know why. It might still happen. But until I pursue it, it just lies there dormant, I guess. Number 5, mangaka, or Japanese comic artist. Now this is the biggest dream, the longest dream, the truest dream. For as long as I could remember, this was my sole obsession. I've learned the craft, read the little journal or omake shared by artists inside their published manga, and I could almost imagine myself doing it. Maybe even getting myself an assistant somewhere along the way, getting my work published in like Japanese manga magazines like Ribbon or Hanato Yume. First, maybe as a one-shot, because that's how it usually goes, and then it'll go on as a series. Maybe get its own anime adaptation or live action version. That'll be really cool. That's way out there already. I used to buy a lot of how to draw manga books, and I learned how to draw perspective and background. Still not very good at it, but I did. And I learned how to ink page after page, tried to use stones. Somewhere along the way, I think I realized just how difficult or near impossible it was to do as a non-Japanese. At least back then, it felt really impossible. Especially for people like me, who don't come from the US or Europe or any of the developed countries, so opportunities are scarcer. So I shifted my dream to become an illustrator instead. Exactly as I'm trying and working so hard to do now. It gives me more freedom, I find, to create what I will find beautiful. I don't have to adhere to a particular format, but I can still draw for a living, so it's essentially still the same. Maybe without the stress of a weekly or monthly deadline that seems to haunt mangakas. And maybe this way, I could make something on my own terms. So that's all's well that ends well. Bonus dream, writer. Here is a dream that came to me later in life. It was first sparked through my blog, which started out as a hobby and is still to this day essentially a hobby. Then my friends found that blog and praised me for my writing. One of them even suggested that I apply for a copywriting position at their office. Not gonna lie, when I first applied, I really didn't think I could do it. I thought copywriting was something entirely different from what I was doing, which is yes and no, but that was 7 years ago, and somehow I just never stopped pursuing this as a career. From working at a tech startup, to moving from agency to agency, slowly but surely I was able to learn the rope, hone my skills, and actually make this happen. For a dream that never even occurred to me before. I think the reason I'm sharing these dreams with you is to show you that we are allowed to have more than one dreams in one lifetime. It doesn't mean we are giving up on them, or maybe it is, and it's okay. Because why should we have to hold on to a dream that isn't right for us? It doesn't make you a failure, it just makes you a dreamer.